That's so icky.
At 18 minutes and 21 seconds into episode 4 of Dandadan, Momo tells Okarun she'll see him tomorrow. And while this series has given me plenty to chew on since, these words still ring as the most important to me. They're delivered after the duo's first real crisis together. They've just survived a deadly derby with a cock goblin grandma and a gang of aliens who goons like their lives depend on it. But despite the drama surrounding the whole affair, each of them comes out of it feeling like they found a kindred spirit. Unfortunately, these are still teenagers. They have the emotional intelligence of a silverback gorilla, so simply expressing that they want to spend more time together is lunacy. That's far too chalant. Remove the non like it's an Indian restaurant. That's BTM. That's too much to ask. How they feel, at least for a moment, becomes an obstacle. One that's overcome by just 3 lovely words. To me, this is not only one of the series' sweetest scenes, but maybe its most important. I think it's deceptively layered despite appearing so mundane, and if you've got a spare second, I'd like to ooh and ah at the minutia that make this sequence shine to me. Firstly, I'd like to focus on the dummies exchanging these words. See you tomorrow. The phrase comes from Momo, probably my favorite individual character in the series. I think it's fitting they come from her because much like Shorty, this delivery is blunt and to the point. Momo is the quintessential it girl. That's apparent from the crisp auburn of her hair down to those cappuccino colored leg warmers. Her ears shining, nails cut, face done up and fit on point. She's got a fair bit of social capital and enough spunk to not take shit from anyone. Everyone either knows her or knows of her, and she can more than contend with the drama that comes from that. She's still just a girly though. The constant horrors of the dating scene and the general miasma of high school take their toll, but all things considered, she's doing pretty well for herself. Okarun, on the other hand, I'm sorry, I'm trying to be nice, but he's a dork. Appearances are the last thing on his mind, social capital isn't even in his vocabulary, and years of unwarranted bullying have made him more than a little argumentative. He's a bright boy and a sweetheart at his core, but a lifelong career of social woes and scaring the hoes make people overlook him, and that's evident in the way he carries himself. These two characters, on paper, do not fit together. Every teen drama, every stupid societal standard, every superficial instinct tells you so, and that's why these words feel so significant. See you tomorrow carries with it an implication. It's not just see you tomorrow, it's I want to see you tomorrow. And that is embarrassing as hell. Do you know how crazy it is for a human being in big 2025 to tell someone, hey, I want to spend more time with you. I know we don't know each other very well, but I've enjoyed the short union we've shared, and I'd like more opportunities to connect and possibly get to know you on a deeper level. What the fuck? Who does that? Why would they? It would be mental. Bro, what do you mean I should emotionally connect with people I'm interested in? I'm content to play with my Peter, dig in my butt while I sit in the corner on the weather app, fantasizing about someone coming up to me just because of my fit, just because of my aura. I ain't reaching out to no motherfuckers. Who do I look like reaching out to somebody? Even if Momo and Okarun are aching to connect, yearning as the kids say to bond with another youth, conventions say they don't need to. In fact, they actively discourage them from doing so. On Momo's end, she'd be fraternizing with a fucking sherm. Do you know what the girls are gonna say about this? Do you know what type of slander they're about to put through the gossip mill? And on Okarun's end, he'd be mingling with the type of suburban socialite who's turned their nose up at him his entire life. The type of girl he's been conditioned to expect apathy from. The type of bitch bound to kill his vibe. It's understandable why he might think he shouldn't bother, or even worse, that doing so would be a waste of her time. The characters are aware of this, even making reference to their differences. And sure, yes, this is just the optics, but keep it a bean, Twin Flame. We've all let the optics have a tangible effect on our decisions. That combination of anxiety and societal pressures make admitting that they fuck with each other mad heavy kinda terrifying, and watching that mental struggle play out feels ridiculously relatable. We've all met a stranger and thought, damn, they cool, I'd like to get to know them better. But for one reason or another, force ourselves to keep it pushing. These two are barely strangers. They're in the same class and have just seen some diaper-filling, life-altering shit together. But still, they can't just spit it out. They feel like they need some rational cause to reach out to one another. And I can tell you from experience, that is stupid. That doesn't get you anywhere. I often find myself feeling like I need to give people a reason to hang out with me. I need to justify each call, each request of their presence with some type of plan, some type of offer, some promise of purpose beyond my measly company. I need something specific to do, somewhere specific to go, but why isn't it enough that I just have someone specific I want to chat with? Why does that feel so awkward? Especially since expressing that desire can bring so many new joys and experiences to your life. We recognize that struggle, we feel it deeply. That's why when Momo lets her intentions fly off the hip, social conventions and modesty be damned, those three little words ring off like fireworks. A verbal display of pyrotechnics that makes us, the audience, clap like seals, cause you're rooting for them to be said the entire time. This shit had me pop out of my chair, shake a little ass, and wiggle both my big toes the first time I saw it. I was jumping for joy! Oh, from a common phrase like "see you tomorrow." And it's funny cause I don't think the author chose this phrase lightly. I think the straightforward nature of this phrase emphasizes another failing we often come across. Another reason Momo, despite being far more self-assured, drags her feet before letting them rip. Just cause you have an idea of what you want to say doesn't mean you know how to say it. The message itself is terrifying, yes, but so is the delivery. So are the words themselves. Look, I really love words. They are, after all, our most inexhaustible source of magic. I think about them all the time. Their sound, their form, how they can be manipulated, stretched, and clipped, forge worlds, conjure emotion, and facilitate connection. I often find myself taking little standout words and turns of phrase I come across in life and adding them to my personal arsenal. I got this girthy honka-tonka notes app filled with gems, and it feels good to keep a verbal banger in the tuck. So many of these entries come from the media I consume. Movies, books, music, games, and anime all feature lines that have made me think differently, that have given me a shoulder to lean on, or just a motto that reframes the day-to-day. But despite my appreciation for the effect that diction can have, I don't always say the right thing. Do you ever have the overwhelming feeling that the words in your mouth are inadequate to get what you're feeling across? That's the crushing worry plaguing Okarun and Momo in this moment. It's the other reason they take so long to flap their gums. They know they haven't said enough, but nothing that comes to mind feels like enough. Like it can properly convey their message without potentially falling flat and scaring the other one off. So they sit there, dick in hand, jacking they shit, mulling over the pros and cons as they trudge away from the best thing to happen to them in a while, unknowingly the best thing that'll ever happen to them. The fear of fucking up your message in your delivery is a paralyzing and unfortunately common conundrum. I'm sure you find yourself tongue-tied many a time. Whenever you're talking to a person who you want to like you, or I don't know, you got the hots for, a little crushy-wushy. Or whenever you're trying to express what's special, what's so irreplaceable and mind-consuming about your favorite things. Without fail, my wits fall out my ass whenever someone asks me for advice or comes to me with a problem they're facing in life. I get caught up in all the times the right line from the right person at the right time change the course of a character's life, and as cringe as it is, I can't help but want to lend the fancy one-liner that'll help ease their mind. It's very human to want to wield our words with intent, to want everything we say to be the absolute right option, to have maximum effect. But it's also impossible. Too often do we let our idea of inability cause inaction. But you gotta remember that spoken or written, a word is worth 1,000 thoughts. Like, dude, sometimes I'll hear someone reference something I wrote in a video or said in our conversations, and my heart swells. Even if it wasn't the suavest shit I could have said, I said something, and maybe that's enough. I mean, it certainly is for these two. Who knows what the course of their life would be like if one of them hadn't mustered up the courage to utter a basic phrase. See you tomorrow is a very simple thing to say, but it's also kind of scary. It takes guts, and that's what makes it hit so hard. In this moment, Dandadan acknowledges a human struggle. It both tells us that it sees our plight while giving us the kick in the ass we need to lock in. The ever-elusive ancient technique we need to overcome it and most things in our relationships. The superpower we all share and that seals Momo and Okarun's fate in this moment. It's honesty. An honesty that disregards their past, takes advantage of their present, and opens up possibilities for their future. I know. Whoop they fucking do. Thanks for the self-help 101 seminar. Who could have seen that coming? Alert. Okay, yeah, I know this isn't gonna cure anyone's anxiety. It's not gonna be all polka dots and moonbeams. There's still a very real chance you face rejections and disappointments. But the moral of the story is spit it out, motherfucker. Words don't always need to be perfect. Shit, they might not even need a reason. As long as the intent behind them is honest, even the simplest words can make for a sweet melody.
I just wanna hear those sweet words.
Hey y'all, how we doing this fine evening? Just wanted to bookend this little vid by thanking you for watching. If you felt a little something watching this, please like and sub, drop some sweet words of your own in the comments or hype the video. I don't know, man, whatever strikes your spirit. Of course, all love to my illustrious, gorgeous patrons, especially recently. Thinking of you all and how gracious you are has kept me in good spirits. I got special bonus stuff coming for y'all soon. I'm sorry this relatively relaxed project took so long. I hit a bit of a creative rut. I feel good again though. I'm back to maintaining my energy, and I've been meeting a lot of new people and trying new things, which really inspired this video. If you didn't get the memo already, man, don't be afraid to reach out to others. Get a thing or two off your chest. I promise you'll feel better. Other than that, not much new with me. I just saw Leve live for the first time and she was a delight. I'm finally finishing up Expedition 33. I've got around to reading Mistborn, and every bone in my body is screaming for the Chainsaw Man movie that drops in like a week. Yeah, that's all. I know it's a little late, but I consider this my last summer whisper, and I love seeing fall start in earnest. Thank you for making my summer such a great one. I hope the autumn winds fare thee well, and continue to have yourselves a damn good one. I just wanna hear those sweet words spoken like a melody.